All right, brothers and sisters, this is Brother Elihu Ill, coming to you from Baltimore, Maryland. This is downtown Baltimore right here, standing at the corner where the Hippodrome Theater is. You know what I mean? About to really start giving y'all some serious shit and putting those who subscribe to my idea of thought through general school, how to be a general, how to think like a general, okay? And not just a soldier. That demonstration of shit you saw in Baltimore City yesterday with the young people, that's, look, motherfuckers right there in army uniform with army tags on their lapel, okay? But we're not under martial law according to the White House bitch Ching, okay? And just so you know, that Ching bitch, man, was high-level White House motherfucking national security. You understand that shit? High-level White House national security. You know what I mean? In fact, I remember when she was just like working at high-level CIA headquarters in motherfucking what they call that shit in Virginia and shit, Lank some shit. I seen a motherfucking video on YouTube with this white chick, right? And she had started, you know, to, I guess you would call that shit like break and stray away, or maybe start whistleblowing or some shit like that, right? These motherfuckers sitting in cars, government cars and shit. Cameras on them fucking. See, they always drive Fords and see the license plate say from Virginia. CIA. Two white motherfuckers. The one just walked past me. I hope the camera caught the shit. Motherfucker CIA. They come from Langley, Virginia, yo. But look, the bitch Ching, right? It was an old video footage of the bitch too. I'm gonna try to find the video and run that shit for y'all, yo. You know I'm gonna find that motherfucker, yo, cause you know I get down. You know what I mean? I got my shit pretty much organized and structured. You know what I mean? And it shows up when she was much younger than she looks right now. But when I saw her, she has a look. She's like Asian and white mixed. She has a certain look about her and shit. And the name Ching jumped out at me because I remember that being the name on the motherfucking video and shit. And when the white lady had did some shit she ain't had no business doing or whatever, and this white lady and shit had been in all the motherfucking Navy war. She was Navy personnel, but she was working out of Langley, Virginia. That's what it was. Not the White House bitch. Yeah, I think the White House bitch. She was. It must have been Army personnel. Whatever. I'll show you the motherfucking video anyway, because I don't want to confuse y'all and shit. But I think the white bitch was Navy personnel, but the Ching bitch was Army personnel, okay? But they was all working at CIA headquarters and shit, all right? They was all working at CIA headquarters, and the white girl that did some shit she ain't had no business doing, and she had got, you know, flagged and shit. And then, you know, the white lady said she went to work one day and shit, and, you know, her little cards and shit to get in and out of certain offices and shit didn't work and shit. So she said, you know, she noticed that shit ain't working. Then when she called downstairs and shit, and one of the guards had came up and let her in her own office because she couldn't even get in her own office. She said she immediately went to the computer and began like downloading certain shit onto some disk or whatever and shit, you know, for safekeeping or whatever, right? Then, you know what I mean, she went home or whatever. Say the next day she came to work and shit, and when she got to the guard booth, because she had been working there for a long time, right? Said the motherfucking guard told her, do not go on the base, turn around, and leave now. And she was like, wow, what the fuck is going on? He was like, leave now. You know what I mean? So she goes home, she said, and she called to work and asked, you know, what's up? And it was the Ching bitch, the bitch on the video. You know what I mean? And she tells her, come to the base, you know, come to the base immediately so we could talk. The white bitch was like, I ain't coming there. You know what I mean? And the Ching bitch say, well, you know, you've been relieved of your duties and all this kind of shit, you know, blah, blah, blah. So the Ching bitch had power way back then. And this was like fucking 15 years ago. So you see, now she's moved up the fucking ladder, obviously, okay? So she had power back then, and she's moved up the goddamn ladder, okay? So look, what you saw out there, man, that's rioting, okay? And I told you rioting has only one effect and purpose, and that's destruction, okay? That's the destructive effect, okay? But the destructive effect is not revolution. Riots are not revolution. But these kids don't know, and you pretty much gotta let them go, because they're gonna be your soldiers, okay? You gotta keep their morale up. So you don't talk these kids out of not rioting, because when the shit really go down, they just don't have the wisdom to gauge what stage of the battle we're in. You know what I'm saying? Or when the goal point is really, the goal point. They don't have that kind of idea or wisdom and shit, and they refuse to listen. But hey, we're gonna try to wake them up as we move along the way. You dig what I'm saying? But this is how generals think. I'm putting you through general school right now. I want you to learn to be generals so you can then talk to these young people and school them. You know what I'm saying? If you got kids, school them and let your kids take the shit out to the streets. You dig what I'm saying? Or have your kids watch the videos that I make. Fuck it. You know what I mean? If they talking that, they want to go out and, get even with these motherfuckers, whatever, have them say, oh, you want to get even? All right, well, I got the right brother for you. He'll show you how to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that your shit, actually bring about some goddamn results, as far as resources and advantages and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because right now they just rebels without a cause. But like I said, that has its place too. Riots has its place, but they're not an effective tool as far as dealing with revolution. If revolution or bringing about change is your goal and objective, riots, the only place that riots have as far as that's concerned is this: they keep up the morale of the soldiers. That's the only purpose that rioting has, is to keep the morale up of the soldiers. Let the little young kids go out there, get their little rocks off and have a little fun. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of them need that fear stricken out of them and shit so they can learn to be men and shit, because they're going to be our strongest, most effective soldiers. So don't talk them out of rioting or doing shit like that. You let them go out there to keep the morale high. You understand what I'm saying? But like I said, rioting is not revolution. The only objective the only effect that rioting brings about is just mayhem and destruction. I've been in 3 prison riots, you know what I mean? And the only way you gauge the victory of a riot, as far as which side won, is whatever side backs the fuck down first. So in prison, when we rioted, at some point, a lot of times the guards say, fuck it, let them go ahead. And rioting has an end very quickly. Riots start fast and they end fast, because eventually the fires burn the fuck out, and eventually the gas and the individuals burn the fuck out. So they start fast and they end fast. So, you know what I mean? That's not revolution though. It's really an ineffective process. The only benefit to rioting, like I said, is to keep the morale of the soldiers high. You know what I mean? And you must always maintain morale amongst your soldiers. You dig what I'm saying? So don't necessarily talk your kids out of that shit, because this is the strongest generation we ever produced. Hey, what's up, John? This is the strongest motherfucking generation we ever produced. You know what I'm saying? So, they don't got the fear that the adults got. But what they lack is wisdom. What they lack is intelligence. You know what I'm saying? What they lack is those targets that they hit and shit or whatever. They didn't even view them as targets. The only things that were viewed probably as targets was the fucking pharmacies, and that's because a lot of motherfucking kids was fucking addicts. They was going in them for goddamn Xanaxes and Percocets and shit like that. But the majority of the shit, you know what I mean, they weren't targeted strikes. You know what I mean? It was just riot, you know what I mean? Just mayhem and shit with no real objective at all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to teach you individuals out there how to strike targets to bring about an effective advantage, or to bring about additional resources. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I want you guys out there to learn, man. You know what I mean? So those who subscribe to my school of thought, you know what I mean, I'm going to put you through school right now, man. So, get yourself together, prepare yourself and shit. I'm about to bring that heat rock. It's brother Elihu. Peace.